All right, so tonight is the first official college football playoff rankings, the official ones by the committee that matter. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and give you guys my top 4 predictions on what tonight's going to look like. Tonight really isn't all that important, though. It's really just to set the standard on what the committee's looking for going forward. But tonight I have Michigan number 1, Georgia number 2, Ohio State number 3, and Florida State number 4. So I actually put Michigan up there because I think they're one of the better teams in the country. Yes, with the sign stealing stuff, but still, I would have Michigan as better than Georgia and possibly move Georgia down to 3 because Georgia really hasn't played anybody and Michigan has played a bunch of good teams. So there is that. Now, another thing that I want to mention is the Pelicans lost last night. I did not watch anything of that game. I was super busy. But from what I saw, highlight-wise, they didn't look terrible, but it was just Golden State shot the 3 ball better, and Curry had another amazing day, 41 points, I believe, on the night as well. So that is great for Steph Curry and the Warriors as they move on to 3-1 while the Pelicans go 2-1. So there's that right there last night. And then the Hawks also lost, and they play back again tonight, especially being the Rangers as well, who also won their game number 4 of that World Series. And really quickly, before I end the prologue video, and this is kind of taking long, Zach Efridge has officially followed me on Instagram. I don't know if you guys care and whatnot, but for me, that's a very big deal because he is the defensive coordinator, either that or a safeties coach over on the Auburn Tigers football staff. So thank you for Zach Efridge for showing some love. And let's go ahead, though, because today is Tuesday. We're going to hop in to some NFL week number 9 reactions, I believe. It's either week 8 or week 9, but that's what we're hopping into today. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any of the latest videos. By the way, Interview with Cole is coming to the channel tomorrow. That's going to be all done tomorrow with picks. So you guys will be seeing that as well. So let's go ahead, though. I know this intro is kind of long. We got a full slate to react to. Let's go ahead and talk about the games for week 8 of the NFL. All right, the first night is Thursday Night Football, and that game was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Buffalo. Now, I had this prediction right on the money. I thought it was going to be somewhat of a close game, back and forth. But overall, really, if you take a look during the third quarter, or during the fourth quarter, really, third and fourth quarter, actually, I take that back. If you look at the second quarter where the Bucs scored about 10 points or so, the Bills won this game by far. They absolutely looked great throughout the game. Baker Mayfield was 25 of 42, not particularly great, but 237 and 2 touchdowns on the day as well. Literally, if Chris Godwin would have looked up, he would have caught that Hail Mary, and that would have been the game winner for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All he had to do was look up, but he kept his eye on the ground. He should have caught that ball at the end of the game. Now, Josh Allen, on the other hand, 31 of 40, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick, continues to put up great numbers. The rushing game did not get in there for any team, neither did the receiving. So it looks like Baker Mayfield did everything, and so did Josh Allen. If you take a look over at the box score for the Bucs, yeah, so Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both had receiving touchdowns, and then take a look on the Bills side of things. James Cook, Josh Allen had a rushing touchdown, Gabe Davis caught a touchdown, and Dalton Kincaid had a touchdown as well. Stephon Diggs not really doing a whole lot, 9 of 60. So, great win for the Bills, but too close, and the Bills really should have won that game in the third quarter. And if Chris Godwin would have caught that ball, the Bucs would have won. Let's go to the next game, though. Up next is the first Sunday game of the day, and that was the New York Jets taking on the Giants. And they didn't show a snap of this on Red Zone on Sunday. This looked to be a very boring game, as you guys can tell by the score, 13-10. Not that impressive of a day for the New York Jets and the Giants. It went into overtime, so that was a low-scoring game for the ages right there. But Zach Wilson continues to get a win, and there's hope for the New York Jets once Aaron Rodgers comes back if they want to make the playoffs. Now, that being said, on the Giants side of things, they struggled. Tyrod Taylor was 4 of 7 for 8 yards, I believe, and he didn't come in until they started somebody else as well. Saquon, 36 of 128, not bad, but he didn't have a touchdown. Zach Wilson, 1 touchdown, 17 of 36, 240 yards. So Zach Wilson continuing to put up numbers. He did threw that 1 touchdown to Breece Hall on the receiving side of things. So Breece Hall caught a touchdown, continues to produce for that. Now, if you want to know where the Giants' points came from, I believe they came from their kicker, who scored about 4 out of those 10 points. So they scored about half of those points right there. So, very boring game. Did not watch a snap. Let's go to the next game. Alright, moving on is the Jaguars taking on the Steelers. And this game, T-Law went off. 24 of 32, 292 yards, and 1 touchdown. But he also had that 1 interception. Mitch Trubisky came in for Kenny Pickett. He did not do all that great. 15 of 27, 138, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. So he played absolutely terrible. And I think Kenny Pickett was the one who threw that touchdown as well. So, great day for the Jaguars offensively, as Travis Etienne also getting in there, 24 carries, 79 yards, and then Evan Ingram also getting in there as well. I believe T-Law had 1 touchdown on the day, and so did Travis Etienne rushing. So that is really, or receiving rather. He caught that 1 touchdown, and then the defense had a touchdown as well. So great day overall for the Jags. Not a great day for the Steelers. Let's move on to the next game. Up next, you got Philly and Washington, and Philly can't seem to beat the Commanders. I don't know can't seem to win convincingly against the Commanders. This happened last year. I believe it's happened already once this year as well, but they haven't shown any good signs in this game. Jalen Hurts, 29 of 38, 319, 4 touchdowns in this game. It was an all-offense shootout. No defense in this game. They flipped back and forth for this on Red Zone, so I got to watch a little bit of it. Sam Howell, 39 of 52, 3 of 97 yards, 4 touchdowns. For the Sam Howell haters out there, that's almost 400 yards, so you guys can shut up, honestly. He's not a bad quarterback. I have him in fantasy. He got more points than Joe Burrow did on Sunday. We'll talk about that game coming up. But DeAndre Swift did have a rushing touchdown as well. Brian Robinson continues to not do as great as people want him to, with 10 carries, 59 yards. A.J. Brown, on the other hand, caught 2 touchdowns. And did you guys see Julio's touchdown? It looked like the old Julio's back with the way he caught that thing. Because Julio went down, he got hit on the way down, and still held on to the ball. Great catch by Julio Jones, by the way. So, Eagles do get a win, but it's not very convincing as they go into Washington. All right, moving on to the next game, you got the Cowboys absolutely demolishing the Los Angeles Rams. CeeDee Lamb having a historic day for the Dallas Cowboys. 12 receptions, 158, and 2 touchdowns on the day. That's all I really wanted to say about that game, is we absolutely murdered the Los Angeles Rams. Now, they started to come back in the second half, but the Cowboys do get the win against the Rams very convincingly before we head to Philadelphia this week. So that's going to be a tough game where it really matters coming off the bye. Matthew Stafford, 13 of 22, 161, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. Royce Freeman had a rushing touchdown on the day as well. And Tony Pollard, not bad, 12 carries for 53 yards. Overall, very good day for the Dallas Cowboys receiving corps, scoring most of the touchdowns during that as well. So, great day to be Cowboys fans as they get the win coming off the bye week, headed to Phillies week. Moving on, you got the Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers, and Kirk Cousins being out for the year hurts the Minnesota Vikings offensively. But they did just sign Joshua Dobbs to a contract from the Arizona Cardinals. So, there is that right there. They traded for him. That's great to hopefully replace Kirk Cousins off the bench. Now, Kirk, before he got hurt, 23 of 31 for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. Exactly what I said it was going to happen. It was going to be a blowout. Packers didn't do crap. Alexander Mattison continuing to have a great game as well. And Addison also having a great game with 7 receptions for 82 yards and 1 touchdown as well. Hawkins Sox also caught a touchdown, 6 of 88 for the tight end. So, great day for the receiving corps before Kirk Cousins got hurt. Sad that Kirk Cousins got hurt, but hey, they signed Josh Dobbs, so hopefully he can get him back, and hopefully the Vikings fans will have some hope for the future. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the next game. Alright, moving on, you got the Falcons and the Titans, and Will Levis looks to be God as he scored 4 touchdowns when he came in the ballgame when Ryan Tannehill got benched. 19 of 29, 238 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day. D-Hop having 3 of those. So, Will Levis looks to be the Titans' answer for a quarterback if you're a Titans fan. Now, how will we do next week is going to be the major question as well, but we'll figure that out when he comes. But for now, Will Levis has silenced all the haters. Tyler Heinicke came in and benched for the bench Desmond Ridder. 12 of 21, 175 yards and a touchdown. Falcons got to draft a quarterback. I don't know if they're going to try and trade up or if they're going to do something along those lines. But the Falcons do need a quarterback if they want to continue to win games, and now they're back down and tied with the Bucs and the Saints in the NFC South. And we'll talk about the Saints coming up, but Will Levis making great moves all around, so great day for a Titans fan. Moving on, you got the Dolphins hosting the Patriots, and once again, this was everything that I advertised it for. Tua, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 30 of 45, 324 yards. Raheem Mostert rushing on the day. Jalen Waddle leading the team and receiving with 7 wrecks, 121 yards, and a touchdown as well. Mac Jones, on the other hand, 19 of 29, 161, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. They really only scored that consolation score towards the very end. So, that being said, this game was everything that I advertised it for. Blowout by the Miami Dolphins. Great win for the Dolphins, though. Moving on, you got the game that I just talked about. That was the Saints taking on the Colts. Saints are back in the NFC South title race after winning 4-4 on the year with the win against the Indianapolis Colts. Derek Carr doing Derek Carr things, really. 19 of 27, 310, and 2 touchdowns. Now, the defense for the Saints has to get it together as they allowed the Colts team to score 27 points. Gardner Minshew, 23 of 41, 213, and 2 touchdowns. Now, once again, they tried to come back, and their comeback came a little bit short. But Taysom Hill, 9 carries, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rushing-wise, was really, really well solid. Rashid Shaheed, 1 touchdown, 3 wrecks, led the team in receiving yards with 153. So, overall, the Saints offense was clicking. It was the defense that struggled against the Indianapolis Colts. But they do get a win and are tied in first place for the NFC South. Moving on, you got the Panthers and the Texans, and congratulations to the Panthers as we finally have our first win on the year. Bryce Young, 22 of 31, 235 yards, and a touchdown. C.J. Stroud did not look that great, and he really didn't score at all. 16 of 24, 140 yards, and no touchdowns. Receiving, Adam Thielen was once again our leading receiver with 8 receptions, 72 yards. I believe Bryce Young rushed that touchdown as well, but I could be wrong. Now, that being said, great overall win for the Panthers, but we got to keep it going if we want a chance at making the playoffs or a wild card spot later on down the year. So, hopefully this sparks a win streak, and hopefully letting the offensive coordinator take over was a great choice for the Panthers. But as of late, C.J. Stroud did not do good, and the Panthers get their first win on the year. Congratulations, Bryce Young. Moving on, you got the Seahawks and the Browns. Seahawks get the win, put it into the backyard football that the Browns have been playing. 2 picks for P.J. Walker, 1 touchdown, 15 of 31, 248 yards. Geno Smith did not have a great day either. 23 of 37, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also 2 picks. Now, with that being said, the offense for the Seahawks was clicking. Jake Bobo, whoever that is, had their 1 rushing touchdown. Tyler Lockett and JSN actually had the other touchdown for the Seahawks. So the wide receiver corps was getting in good with that. That's all I have to say about that. Let's move on to the next game because I did not watch a single snap of that game. Moving on, you got the Bengals and the 49ers and San Fran. What's going on, huh? After beating the Cowboys on national television, looks like you can't get it together after losing 3 in a row. Joe Burrow things as he was 28 of 32, 283 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Brock Purdy did have 2 picks, and after saying that Brock Purdy hasn't had a pick yet through week, 5 or so, now he's had 3 picks in a row, and 3 picks and at least 1 pick in 3 consecutive games is what I was trying to get at. Joe Burrow throwing for 3 touchdowns, and Joe Mixon rushing for 1 as well. Jamar Chase caught 1, Tyler Boyd, and Asavius, I believe is how you say that name, caught the other touchdown. Now, Brock Purdy only threw for 1 touchdown, and McCaffrey got in the end zone as always. So, thank you, Cincinnati Bengals, for getting this pick right. I think I got it right as well on my predictions. I'll have to go back and check. But Bengals get the win. 49ers are struggling on offense. Moving on, you got the Chiefs taking on the Broncos. Frick you, Kansas City. But Russ was cooking 12 of 19, 114, and 3 touchdowns on the day. So a great offensive drive for great offensive day for the Denver Broncos, and it looks like the Kansas City rain has started to come down. As Patrick Mahomes did have the flu, but then again, he also struggled throwing 2 picks. This game was also in the snow, and the Chiefs haven't played in the snow yet, but he did have 2 picks, 24-38, 241 yards, and 0 touchdowns. And if you're wondering where all their points came from, Harrison Butker kicked all 9 points. So, again, freak you, Kansas City. Moving on, you got the Ravens and the Cardinals, and woo! Baltimore, you just squeaked by the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know what happened, but I didn't watch a single snap of this game either, but I also don't know what happened. Lamar Jackson, 18 of 27, 156, 1 touchdown. Josh Dobbs, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. It looks like the run game was what did it. Gus Edwards had 3 touchdowns, 19 carries, and 80 yards. So he scored the majority of the touchdowns, and Lamar throwing for a touchdown as well. So, that being said, I want to leave it on that note. Baltimore, you got to figure out what your offense is going to do, and defensive-wise is what they need to work on. So, Cardinals almost got it done, but Baltimore's got some questions to answer. Simple as that. All right, moving on, you got Sunday Night Football between the Chargers and the Bears, and I really don't want to talk about that game, as that game was what I advertised it to be. The Chargers get a blowout win over the Chicago Bears. So, what we're going to do is now talk about the Detroit Lions and the Raiders. I did not watch a single snap of this game last night, as I was watching the World Series, game number 3, I believe, and Texas won that game. But Jared Goff, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, did not do terrible. Jimmy Garoppolo struggled, 1 interception, 10 for 21. Josh Jacobs having a touchdown, and I can guarantee you all the Josh Jacobs fantasy people are like, where's he been all year? We need we need one of his better years to come back as well. But Lions do get a convincingly good win against the Raiders as they move on to 6-2, as they struggled last night though. Anyway, that is all for my week number 8 NFL reactions, I believe. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. Go follow the Instagram page of the Sports Lovers and Twitter, as we post on there often as Atlanta United gets ready for their playoff game tomorrow. That's going to be a great game. And Zach Efridge also followed me on Instagram. So thank you at Zach Efridge. You can go follow him as well. Give him a follow on Instagram. That being said, I'm going to hop off, get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great Halloween. College football playoffs are back tonight with the rankings and World Series especially, and the Hawks. So there are some sports on tonight if you guys are looking for that sports on Halloween type of thing, which I will definitely be watching, the World Series and the Hawks, and hopefully the college football playoff rankings. So that's going to be all. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.